Do you agree that children make this world a better place? I guess so. But how do they do that? Is it only thanks to their good and selfless deeds? No. Rather, it's about the influence they make on each of us, waking up our positive sides and making us, the adults, better versions of ourselves. And while we think that we teach them to live, which we definitely do, if we take a closer look at the child-adult relationship, we will see it is a reciprocal process, or at least it should be. We are so lucky to share the world with them, but it's so unfortunate that as we grow up, we start to lose some of our characteristics, positive characteristics, that we used to possess as a child. So what are those things that we can learn from our kids without being afraid to look childish? The first and most obvious thing is kindness. We teach our children to be kind and empathetic. While we mostly show acts of empathy when our schedule allows it, children do it spontaneously. I remember once my son found a little kitten, which was almost blind. He wouldn't give up until I left all my so-called important businesses and took the kitten to the vet. We took care of her until we found her a home. That day, my son saved a soul, and I learned a lot from him. And it's not only about empathy. He taught me to set my priorities right. Another thing that we teach our children is honesty. We teach them not to lie. But in fact, it's them who are open and genuine. Well, sometimes too genuine, when you show up in a new dress and they say, "Mommy, why is your dress so ugly?" But at the same time, they are unconditional. They are not yet influenced by circumstances, by the society, or possible consequences of their act. Children do not hide their feelings and speak their mind. Yes, sometimes the right thing to do is to keep your thoughts to yourself. But in other cases, the fear of being judged or rejected makes us hold our emotions inside and stress over the least important details. Curiosity is another thing that we could learn from our kids. As children grow up, they start torturing us with questions. And sometimes they ask some basic things, but it can give you really hard times to find a good answer. The reason is that adults accept things the way those are. Meanwhile, children question everything. This helps them to look at things differently, and thanks to this, that they learn and develop on a daily basis. Unlike adults, children are not yet well aware of risks and are curious of new developments. Just think for a moment what great ideas remain unrealized just because we are afraid to do something differently and fail. As we grow up, we gradually stop taking risks and go for things that seem safer. We call risky affairs irrational, while in reality, we block the way for many great opportunities. Another thing that amazes me in kids every day is that they live in the moment. They can easily forget about the frustration they had just a minute ago and return to their normal state, which is enjoying life. And what do? We overthink, we complicate things that at times are meaningless. I remember once I had a really bad day. My 8-year-old son did not like to see me like that. What he said to comfort me was so wise. He said, "Mom, why are you sad at something that has already happened? If you cannot change it, just forget it." And he is right. How great it would be if we could easily forget about our failures and not overwhelm ourselves with the mistakes made in the past. Just like kids, we could learn from that experience and use it to grow further. It's a responsibility of each parent to instill their values into their kids and try to raise a good person. But there is something here we should be really cautious about. Remember Richard Bach's Jonathan Livingston Seagull? There was a conversation with his mother that attracted my attention. The mother was wondering why the kid seagull could not be just like the rest of the flock and live low flying to pelicans and albatross. His answer was that he just wants to know what he can do in the air and what he cannot. He just wanted to know. The challenge, the hard part of parenting is here. We try to raise our kids just like us, but instead we should focus on creating opportunities for them to spread their wings and become better adults than we are. The future is theirs.